Hi and welcome to We Build Stuff. Today I'm going to be putting new ignition coils onto this 2011 Dodge Grand Caravan. This is going to be a similar process to many of the vehicles between 2008 and 2020 that have a 3.6 liter Pentastar engine. You're going to need some tools. You're going to need a new set of ignition coils. Choose the brand that works for you, whether it's a local hardware store, OEM, or overseas knockoff, if that's what you call it. And head on inside your vehicle and pop your hood. Get your hood up. Put it away for later. Get that cover off. There should be 4 spots that are holding it down. On my case, there's only 3 due to some years of use. Now you might be doing this job because maybe you had an engine misfire, a cylinder misfire, and you had a code throw up, or you just want to replace them all. In my case, I'm replacing them all. It's an older vehicle. You probably won't have this in yours. This is to keep the bed bugs away. In my case, because I'm not just doing the ones that are accessible from the back, I have to pull off a whole lot of parts to get there. So I'm going to take care of my air system here, hoses, and this cover. I'm going to start off with this one here. This is hard plastic, so it's not flexible. You want to be careful. It should just pull off of here. In my case, I added a hose clamp to mine because it was coming loose. Stock will not have that. Pry that loose, jiggle, jiggle, put it aside for later. Next, there's going to be a series of big things and cables to take off. I finally treated myself and I picked up a trim removal tool. It's got a couple of these that are going to help me get my plastic clips off without snapping them. But you can also just use a screwdriver. I'm going to get this one off first. I believe that's an 8mm. You can use a flathead screwdriver, you can get it in there, but the 8 is nice and quicker. You can see that down there. I just can't get the tripod to show it. Just loosen, you don't have to remove those all the way. Give that a jiggle and it should come loose. Before I pop off this, there's a sensor I want to get rid of. I fixed that in a previous video where a mouse had actually eaten through my cables. So I'm going to be very gentle pulling that off. This one I think I can just twist it and give it a little pull. There we go. Don't damage that. Okay, now there's going to be a series of cables here that run into a wiring harness. I want to remove each of those individually. The clips holding that, move those out of the way. Put them back on later. There we go. Now you see these clips, there's usually a little red thing you press down. You got to kind of jiggle it loose. I don't like these, but that's what came on this vehicle. One, free those ones up. One more here. A couple little plastic clips you guys just kind of jiggle off carefully. Up top here, jiggle. Now down as you follow this one, there's going to be a big bracket with I think 3 bolts holding that on. We want to take care of that carefully. There we go. Move that whole harness out of your way. There's one more hose here as well. This one I might have to kind of jiggle it loose. So I'm just using some channel locks to carefully. Don't squeeze too hard because everything's plastic. Just to jiggle that loose a little bit and free it. Gently pull those off. Okay, now that those are free, I've got a couple nuts down here for the brackets. I believe there's 3 I need to loosen. So behind everything, we've got 2 10mm. And down below, there's a little plastic clip touching it right now. Is going to be a 13. So I'm going to have to wiggle that loose so I can access the 13. These ones here, I'll just use my 10mm wrench. Okay, that one's loose for the 13. Just try to sweep that below. 10s. I should be able to just crack them loose. Ratchet, socket, strong fingers, whatever you got. Don't lose those. Down below should be for the 13. There, cracked it open with my 13 wrench. Now, if you can't see everything, you can see the general space where I'm doing it. That's automotive work for you. Okay, I'm gonna put those all together. That bracket should just come loose. Pop it up somewhere accessible. Okay, we've got 2 more on the front. Just below this upper rad hose, just right there. One here and one there. Just have to move that. You can't miss them. There's this angled piece of metal where they're sticking out. So again, there's gonna be one here, one there. Now, don't damage your rad hose. That's another project you probably don't want to deal with. But if you can get it out of the way, it'll make this a little bit easier. Pull that over my oil. There we go. You can see there's one right there. Don't drop them. Before I do this, I want to make sure I've got something to be able to clean surfaces. I don't want dust falling down into the intake. So I'm going to be very careful here. Have some stuff ready to cover up as needed. Oh yeah, there's a bunch more bolts I got to deal with. There's going to be 7 or 8 bolts about here. 1, 2, 3, something like that. That are all done with an 8mm. You need an extension to get to these. So down in this area, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It looks like you throw a Torx in the middle, but I'm going to use my 8mm. Now I'm just going to loosen them up, and then I'm going to use my drill to finish them. These won't actually fully come out. They've got a little retainer clip to stop that, so you can't really lose these, which is nice. Now they're not in very tight, which tells you and reminds you that when you have to put them back in, not to go crazy tight. I think it's like 7 inch-pounds or something. So I don't have a torque wrench that has that smaller values. I'll go tighten and then just a little. You can make the click noise if you want to feel better about yourself. I got a nice adapter for my drill. This makes things a little bit quicker. So once I get that off, again, I'm going to cover it up. Don't want any dust falling in place here. Carefully bring that up. I'll inspect those in a minute, but I'm going to get those covered up first. Easy access to the ignition coils now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. This one here has this little cover. It's amazing the mice didn't get to this one, so that's a treat. Before I take these out, I'm going to give them a good wipe down inside, outside, all the sides. I don't want dust going down in there to where my spark plugs are. Now, while I have this open, it's a good time to look at your spark plugs, see if they're still in good shape. I've got extras in case I need to, but I did recently replace these in the last year. Some other things with this thing, I want to check each of these seals and make sure they haven't been squished flat. If they're still got a bit of a bump to them, then they're all right to reuse. I don't need to replace those. Future project that I will be working on is this whole oil cooler system. I want to replace this plastic one with a metal one. This is a point of failure in a lot of 3.6 liter Pentastar engines, whether that's Dodge, Jeep, Chryslers, all that stuff. They have an issue where these plastics housings crack. Anyways, not that today. All right, this isn't too bad here. Each of these just uses a 10mm. I'm going to start on one side so I don't get mixed up, but these are not very tight, just snug. Easy loosen. Maybe pull the clip off before you do this. Press down and pull. These ones didn't come out too bad. I should be able to very easily pull these out. Now if you're leaking oil or anything, you're going to want to inspect inside this hole. There we go. Now the bolts don't come out. Gently, let's get that out of there. Just before I start wiping my outside, I'm just going to clog the hole a little bit. Don't lose that inside. I live in a very dusty place. We've got a bit of a desert conditions here, so there's dust and dirt in every nook and cranny, inside, outside the house, every bit of your vehicle. Now while I'm here, I'm going to take a look at my plugs. I've got a 5/8 spark plug wrench. Gently does it. So my 5/8 socket, it looks like it's just a little bit too wide. It's not going down all the way, so I'm having to use a regular 5/8 socket. This has got no spark plug boot on it, but it does let me at least get it out. Good thing I have these. Plugs, they're looking almost like rusty. This engine, I don't know how much longer it is of this world, but that's only a year old. I've got a spark plug gapping tool here. I want to verify before I put them in that my spark plugs are gapped at in millimeters, it's going to be 1.12. See if I can make that show. 1.12. There it is, 1.12. In imperial, you're looking at 0.44. So I want to make sure that fits, that there's no play up or down. Should fit nicely. Sorry about the focus. That should be able to slide right in there. It's a little bit tight, so I'm just going to give that just a touch. Got that in at 0.44. Let's double check. Did I go too much? Does it fit the 4.5? Oh, darn it! I got to make it a little bit smaller. There we go, 0.44. I'm happy with that. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate just the two of them. I got two of my spark plugs, two ignition coils. The rest are going to be the same. We don't need to show all that. I'm going to get those reinstalled. Unfortunately, because of my length thing here and I don't have a plastic boot, we're just going to be really careful dropping those down. To avoid cross-threading, we're just going to take it nice and slow. I'll give it a couple turns. If I'm still able to pull it out with this, then I know I didn't do it. Okay, we're good. Okay, tight. Just a little bit. So right there's where my snug point is. Just give it just a touch more. Alright, before I put my new ignition coil on, I've got a little bit of dielectric grease. I use this on terminals and stuff like that, just to prevent a little bit of corrosion in there, just where metal meets metal. That new one in there, it should seat. Feel kind of suction in there. Good. Get that fingered in. No cross-threading allowed. No. These are just snug, no need to break them. Snug it in. Make sure that seat's good. I don't want to be able to pull those off at all. Don't want to cause any kind of misfiring. Okay, that's on. Good. It's not going easy, you know you've done something wrong and you're cross-threading. That is not the day we want to have today. There we go. Just snug. Reinstall your connector. Make sure that snaps in place. I'll go do the other four. Got a happy little visitor with me here today while I'm working. Hey buddy. Okay, don't distract me. Got a couple more left to do. I've done 1, 2, 3, 4. I still got those two in the back to do. There we go, on to number 6. Final little plug-in. Now this isn't the OEM brand, so I found the fit between this plug is not exactly perfect. So I'm just gonna give it just a slight nudge. I'm happy with that, that's not coming off. Put everything back together in reverse order. Make sure those two at the front slip in, just finger tight what you can. Or like these little adapters, I'm just gonna put on the lowest so it can't go tight. We have 7 of those bolts to tighten up. Here's the order that you're gonna be torquing them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you repeat with just a little extra. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see if I can remember that. Second one. This weird one, that went on first. I should put it in the same direction. I'm just going to finger tight them all on, and then I'll use the wrenches. A couple little clips to put back on there. Now, if you've got a terrible memory, when you're doing jobs like this, take a picture of something every time you take it off so you remember. My memory's only half terrible. I think that one's going to go there. There's a hose clamp. That one's going to go here. Got a whole bunch of these, and luckily they're all pretty close to what I think they're going to go to. That looks like it plugs here. And with this one, there's 2 of these little guys on the back. Those are located between the firewall and some hoses and whatever there. So just do your best to get that lined up carefully. Don't force it. Everything has the right way to go in. Take it out. Try another angle. There it is. I like that. That's almost getting there. This one has a little clip that needs to slide forward. Just want to make sure those are seated. These 2 little things you gotta kind of press down, they should pop in. I don't want my air to come loose here really leaking. It should be a nice tight fit. I really have to press down on that to get, there's a piece here that has to go up to really get it to grab. That's nice and tight. I'm going to reinstall my other cables there. To slide in. It's a little clip to kind of help it stop sliding. It's got like teeth that grabs. That sensor pushes in and turns to make a nice snug seal. There we go. That one's in. Here, other end of it down there. Have the rad hose back into the right place. Go. Now you think you've got everything back together, double check. Are those little nuts on there? See? One there. One there. Does your bracket have 3 things? There's 1 there, 2, 3. Are all the hoses attached and tight? 1, 2, 3. You want to see something fun? See this little one here? It's going into that thing here. If this one back here isn't attached in, let's see if I can get that in there. If this one here isn't in, you have no brakes. So make sure that's put in there and nice and tight. Are your connections good? 1, 2, three. Those are the three things I think I remember unplugging that were electrical. Nothing, I didn't touch that. Those are tight. This is seated and tight here. Let's turn this on, see how it runs. Let's turn it on. Startup is good. I'll take it for a test drive next. We'll see how that performs. Now before I go too far, I want to check that my brakes are all good because I had to unhook some of those hoses. That was coming from, I think, the brake booster. That's good. If we had no brakes, it means I forgot to reconnect something. I think it's down there somewhere. Doing fine at slow speeds in between 1 and 2,000 RPM. I gotta go find a highway. Sure is beauty out though. On a highway now. Acceleration feels good. That is both with the eco mode on and off. It's not struggling to accelerate. I'll test cruise control and all that stuff later. However, for over 350,000 K, this thing's doing okay then. Here's the tools that I used. I used a series of wrenches, ratchets, sockets. The most common size I used, I had an 8mm, 10mm, 5/8, 13 for my wrenches, 10 for the wrenches, and a couple extensions. Yes, you could use drills or adapters, but if you don't have it, these are the ones you need. I used a couple things just the process to get some of the electronics off, a little pick, screwdriver. You can also use something like a trim removal set if that works for you. And these are always handy to have, some long ones or some short ones. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing and leaving a comment. Do you have a better way to do this? But if it helped you, make your life easier, please consider subscribing. We'd really appreciate it.